Hi, thank you for joining in. My name is Jess, and we are here at Sarisa with the Academy of Art. And I have my colleague here, and I'd love to introduce you to her. And yeah, if you don't mind saying your name, where you're from, how old you are, and all the good stuff.
Hi everyone, I'm Latricia. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio originally. I moved to the Bay Area to study visual development. So I've been there for about 2.5 years, I think. Yeah, if my math is correct, but been there for a little bit and I've been really enjoying my time. I'm actually new to the concept art, so I had a background in studio art, my BA, and so like coming from fine art to like digital was like a big transition for me. So yeah.
I love that, Trisha. Okay, so this question is really fun because I know as when I started I had so many blocks that really prevented me from being a creative. And so, the question I have for you is, can you share any challenges or obstacles that you have faced in your artistic journey? And if so, how did you overcome them?
So I've had a lot of challenges and obstacles. Um, I think one as of that has kind of impacted my artistry recently was honestly just believing I wasn't an artist or believing I wasn't good enough. And that really came from not doing art as a kid. So like I started like I had that passion, but it wasn't nurtured. So I grew up not really exploring more of my like interests. And so like I derived from it and kind of was doing like graphic design. Like it's kind of art, but it's kind of like the safer spot for me until like I realized like no, I want to do art. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I want to do art. And I'm a Christian, so a lot of that was influenced by like God just helping me figure that out. So yeah, all that to say, I because of that I didn't have that foundation of like, oh, okay, I'm an artist, this is what I want to do. I kind of had to figure that out like years later and as an adult, well, as a growing adult. So yeah, uh I was kind of going to go into like some successes, like, or just how that influences a success for me, because even though I started off kind of like not the normal way of an artist, um that being able to grow in that when I started like at like maybe like around in my, well, I'm 24, so I'm still in my early 20s, but in my earlier stages, growing in my artistry and being like growing in general, like that was helpful for me. um so yeah, but it was still an obstacle. um yeah, just because like I had to learn everything and people are so far ahead, and yeah.
Oh, I feel that. I feel that even at 44. Okay, and another question, since we are here in Florence and taking advantage of studying abroad, how do you think studying abroad will contribute to your artistic growth and future career as an artist?
I definitely think being in a new culture and like surrounded just by everything I'm not used to really influences me as a person. And so I just think as I'm here, I'm hoping a lot of the things that are new for me or like difficult to adjust to can kind of open up my eyes, like, maybe we can embrace something new. Maybe we can even use this as like something, to be influenced by. So yeah, I think I'm still exploring. um and I think with my art pieces now, I love that we kind of, we're encouraged to use our experiences around us, for what we're making. um, and so I think for me, storytelling has been a point where I've wanted to improve. So being in like this new space, it's easy to have, for me to have like a broader imagination,
Mm-hmm.
because everything new for me, it's like, oh well, I never thought of that, so it's, or I just, this structure in front of me, the statue is like, it looks otherworldly anyway. So like, I don't know, just, yeah, it's a good starting point for me, being here. So yeah, I think it'll help me, if anything, with my imagination, and storytelling. Yeah.
Yes. And we will do a follow up video at the end of the summer. And I would love to just hear, like we'll play back and be like, okay, what did you think? And then, compare it to then. So it'll be fun to see everyone's answers. So, um, great. Well, what have you learned about yourself as an artist through this study abroad experience? And has it helped you discover new interests or strengths in your artistic practice?
If I'm honest, I think I'm still kind of discovering that. um I think being here has, I don't know, actually. Yeah, I think if anything, it's taught me how to keep an open mind, um, and not. Oh, actually, so one thing I've been learning about myself is I want to, when things get hard, I want to just stop and walk away. And even like with being in a new country, like things are just different. So for me, that's a challenge. So it's like, oh, like I want things to be the way that they were, or like the way that I'm used to. Like I can't, English is not the primary, like, things like that. But it's like I can't quit. I can't like let that hinder me from the experience. So I've been learning that, how to just, okay, like how they said before, pivot. Um, that's been something in the back of my mind. Yeah.
Good. And as artists, I think we're always going to be pivoting. And so I think, yeah, there's all these times of being like stretched that we are learning to grow in these moments. So, so good. Okay. So, last question. So, what role do you think art plays in society? And how do you hope your artwork contributes to the broader artistic expression?
I could go on and on about this. I think just because art, to me, it plays a really big role in society. Um, I feel like having any visual representation of something is like, as humans, it seems like we, well, one, we want more of that. We want more of things that represent us, seeing that visually, more things that are just beautiful. We love beautiful things, Um, and so I think even just on that level, it influences the way we look at architecture, the way that we look at, you know, what do we want around us, and who do we want to represent, or how do we even want to think, you know. So yeah, I definitely think of like art that speaks to political interests. That's where my mind goes to, as an example. Um, and so even on that aspect, a lot of times I want my art to like speak towards political things, even though I don't really make art like that. But I think I want to get to that point, just because I'm learning my voice and I'm learning how to use it, and I want to see like what I could say, speaking on things that are, important to me. Race being one of them, injustices being another. So yeah, I'm I don't know, hoping to get there one day. But yeah, I think art is just like, even they can't see, but this painting here of, I don't even know who they are, but it's just, you look at it and I mean you see the different colors. I mean, they're, I just think it's, yeah.
It evokes emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lots of that. Yeah. So good. Well, any final thoughts? Anything you'd like to share with a viewer that maybe hasn't jumped into their calling or career? Any final thoughts you'd love to share?
Um, I would definitely say go with your heart. If you're in a place of not knowing what you want to do, or you're scared, fear is a real thing, but it doesn't have to hinder us. It's not, well, it is meant to hinder us, but we're meant to overcome fear. So I'd say do what your heart tells you. And even though it may be hard to trust in that, the process may be hard, just keep going, um, because it'll shape you into what you're meant to be. So yeah.
So good. Thank you so much for sharing.